cargo area that offers plenty of space, larger battery that offers realistic driving, and reasonably priced with comfort, the ID.4 makes it easy to live with when it comes to an electric vehicle. And we're going to talk about it here today. What's good, guys? Welcome back to Ron's Rides. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video where I'm here with the beautiful ID.4 Pro S, the fully electric model here at Volkswagen branded. I want to take you guys around this thing, show off its options and features, break down the pricing, and show you guys why you're going to love the ID.4 as much as I'm loving this spec here today. So with that said, let's check this thing out and let's see what the electric future is all about. And big shout out to Volkswagen here in Brandon, Florida, to allow me to show off this beautiful ID.4. If you guys want to get this model or any other ID.4s or Volkswagens they have here, make sure you check the link in the description to their website, give them a call. Now, when we mention dimensions, this all-wheel drive 5-passenger 4-door ID.4 is going to have a total wheelbase of 108.8 inches with a length of 180.5 inches, a width of 72.9 inches, a height of 64.5 inches, and a total curb weight between 4,350 pounds and 4,950 pounds. Now, when we talk about our powertrain, we have two motors for the ID.4. The front motor is an induction AC, 107 horsepower, 119 pound-feet of torque. The rear motor, permanent magnet synchronous AC, 201 or 282 horsepower, 229 or 402 pound-feet of torque, depending on the model. The battery pack is a liquid-cooled lithium-ion, 58 or 77 kilowatts. Now, how does that translate to power? Well, we're looking at a 0 to 60 time in between 4.9 or 7.3 seconds with a top speed between 100 or 115 miles per hour. Now that you know all the specifics, well, in front of us is the Pro S Plus, 82 kilowatt battery pack and rear-wheel drive for this specific model. Now you guys can see we have a beautiful Aurora red metallic paint with the black roof, and it looks so good. Let's take a look up front because we first have the LED headlamps that you guys will see illuminated shortly. This shows off the VW's kind of electric futuristic kind of feel and gives it that kind of character that you guys would see in these ID models that are going to be taking over for the VW brand. So you guys will see what is my favorite part is how they integrated the flashers into the actual headlamp bulb, the LED headlamp bulb. You can see their individual right there. And I really just like that design. I don't think I've ever seen that on a headlight of a car before. Now, VW Fashion will tell you that this is going to be a continuous line flowing all the way through, illuminating everything in front of us. So we will see that again illuminated in just a second, but I really love this design. Now, since it's an EV, you can see that it gives it that very kind of aerodynamic feel up front with a little bit of grille, signature grille, and gives it a little bit of sporty feel down here with the gloss black setup. You guys will see we do have it functional right here in the center. You guys will see that that actually feeds through right in there. And then we have the black with aluminum two-tone for the front lip to give it more styling, and the side blades right here in gloss black, and again giving it more styling, giving it a more sporty appeal, but also keeping it efficient when it comes to aerodynamics because we want to get the most range out of this possible. Take a step back and look at it all together and you will see what makes the ID.4 so characteristic. Now the Pro S here is giving us these 20-inch aerodynamic wheels, two-tone finish done in black and chrome, and you guys will see the VW insignia right there in the center, and again keeping this very aerodynamic when it comes to the wheels. But this is a great style because these don't look like aero wheels. You know, aero wheels could look pretty ugly because they're more function over styling. I think this does both, and you have Pirelli all-season performance tires on this model. So again, not only does it look great, not only does it function well, but it performs well. Now you also have the black cladding going around the wheel wells and down the side skirt, and a pretty big chunk of the side skirt on the side of the car. On the front fender feeding into the front driver's side door and passenger door, you'll see the Pro S badging, letting you know what model that we have here today. And then on the mirror caps, you will see we have our turn indicator and an Aurora red metallic paint to go with it. Now you also have that cladding to match the wheel wells and side skirts going around the window moldings, but the B pillar is done in gloss black, the C pillar done in gloss black, but then we have that two-tone aluminum and gloss black trim going all the way over the top of the car, also with the roof rails done in aluminum flavor as well. A lot of symmetry again when it comes to the colorways. And then a complete glass roof. You guys are gonna love once we get inside. You will see that there is no obstruction in that roof. No obstruction through the center. It is a complete big piece of glass roof. It's gonna look amazing. Now also you have the shark fin antenna there as well. And then we take a step back and we have to really admire what the side profile looks like and how well VW styled it. Now I wanted to flip it around so we can talk about the styling of the rear. We gotta put the sun on this because check out that beautiful LED light bar going across the rear. I think this would be my favorite angle of the ID.4. The rear looks very sporty with its roof line coming back and the actual kind of stance that it has. It's got wide hips with that beautiful bar going across. Let's talk about this because this is a full LED light bar. And again, we will have this illuminated so you guys can see what it looks like shining brightly with the big VW logo in the center and the ID.4 badge, letting you know what we're working with when it comes to the model here. Now you guys can also see that we have the reflectors down here as well, very nicely hidden right inside of the bodywork of the plastic cladding with the actual Aurora red coming up to style in front of it. So the attention is here. That's just an afterthought in there. Now you guys will also see that cladding going all the way across the rear bumper and the diffuser down here as well, as it kind of hooks underneath and gives it kind of like a ventilation feel under there, like kind of like a rear lip to the back bumper. So with that said, it does look really good with the third brake light integrated in here, the spoiler kind of coming back all the way through, giving it kind of that sloping feel, and then the gloss black side blades. I think VW did a good job when it comes to the styling of the ID.4, especially in the rear. And when it comes to cargo, we have a 60-40 split when it comes to our rear seating. So in the initial trunk setup, we have 30 cubic feet of space, but we have around 64 with the rear seats folded down. So 60-40 split, that means on your right hand side you will see that that side will fold down in 60 and this side will fold down in 40, and we also have a center feed through right there as well. And we got a couple things here. I'll skip over those for just a moment, but hold tight. We also have on the side here a little cubby, on the side here a little cubby, and then underneath we have a little bit more extra space. If I lift up the false floor here, you guys see that that's pretty deep down there, right? So we have some more space hidden underneath the false floor, just in case you guys want to tuck some things underneath there, put some things here in the rear, and also fold down the seats. You have plenty of space and a privacy shade right here that easily comes off if you need to take it off for things that are a little bit higher for clearance. But easily you can pull this cord right here, you guys can see it, and that will actually come right off. So you guys can either hide your things back here or make room for more things when it comes to storage space. And then you can also close by either pulling the handle here or pressing the automatic button right there to just let down your ID.4's trunk. Again, it's pretty practical. Now keep in mind, the ID.4 is a fully electric SUV, and this is the charging door port on the passenger side rear of the vehicle. As you guys can see, that's where you're going to be plugging in your ID.4, and it shows you right here the battery indicators and what it would look like once you're fully charged. Now let's talk about that, because we have an MPGe of 107 combined city and highway. That means 115 city and 98 highway. And keep in mind, this is our charger here. On a full charge, we're looking at 275 miles of range in the ID.4. And if you were to charge it at 240 volts, well, you're looking at a charge time of about 7.5 hours. And what's special about this is an additional option, which we will see in the sticker breakdown, which is a 2-in-1 EV charging cable. That means it's a 240 volt and 120 volt, depending on where you're charging at. You can actually use this in two separate ways to get two different charge times. So keep that in mind. We'll talk about that in the sticker breakdown. Now, as promised, here's the illumination of the ID.4. And no one will have any problem seeing you guys at night in these, because check out these headlamps with the light bar up front. Full LED, switchback on the LED running lights. Yes, the DRLs is actually a two-color system between amber and bright white. And then obviously, what I was talking about on the side, you can see the light bleeding through on the LED there, and it looks really cool along the side. And then that light bar looks really good with the VW logo there. I mean, wow, I love the way that this looks. And then on the side in the mirror cap, you have the amber turn signal there as well. You can probably barely see it, but it is flashing through that Aurora red metallic. And then the rear. You guys know I love this. With the black housing going across it, it looks really good with that two-tone kind of finish. You guys will see the turn indicator here. And then you will see the light bar going across. Love the illumination on the ID.4. Now the ID.4 Pro S has this same beautiful key fob that you're used to for these Volkswagen models. That means glossy black front and backing with the chrome outer edge wrapping all the way around the key fob. Now you'll also see the Volkswagen logo on one side, and on the opposite side, the functions: lock, the trunk release, and unlock with the panic button right there on the top left-hand side. You also have a physical key here as well. If you were to press the button here, you can actually pull out a physical key just in case the key fob battery dies. Now, before we step inside of the ID.4, well, we got to talk about the passenger space. In the rear, we have about 44 to 45 cubic feet, and up front, we'll have around 56 cubic feet of space. So first, let's go check out the front. First, we're going to hop inside of the Galaxy interior. That's what Volkswagen calls it, with a 5.3-inch configurable instrument panel up front, a 12-inch infotainment screen, wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. We have it all here in this ID.4. Now, as you guys can see, the Galaxy interior includes this big gloss black piece on the armrest and door handle, as this kind of floats here, which is really cool. Look, which it floats there, so you guys will actually pull this here for the armrest, but the actual handle is up here, done in aluminum. But I love this kind of central piece here for the actual door cards, so you have your lock, unlock, your mirror controls, and your window controls all set there, with your speaker down here, your trunk release right down there, and your cup holder space right there with the Galaxy interior, the white stitching all throughout. So then we close it up, and you guys will see the ID.4 has that configurable 5.3-inch screen here, which lets us know our battery range, which we're getting kind of low, 9%, 21 miles, but we can configure all this here, and we'll come back to that in just a moment. We also have the steering wheel here, done in all black with the gloss black on these sides here, that lets you do our driving assistance and all of the road stuff there. And then on this side, we have our menu controls, hands-free controls, voice controls, and we also have, again, all the infotainment stuff that we can play with in just a moment. You guys will see our lighting controls here on this side, but we also have lighting controls on this side with our HVAC vents. Yes, it is double dialed in. Now, this is a haptic touch, okay? So it's not an actual physical button. It's by haptic pressing. So if you press this, you can see it. I don't necessarily click it, but it makes a noise, and it shows you while illuminating that it has been pressed. So that does your lighting controls here, right here for mode, and right there for the front. You also have your HVAC for your max front and max rear on this side as well. Now, you also have a telescopic steering wheel, manually adjustable. So I pull that little lever right here, and I can manually adjust it by doing that and pushing it up. Now, when you keep in mind with that, we're keeping with this whole front and center feel when you're sitting right here inside of the ID.4. That right there is your driving. That is your drive selector right there, okay? So I know you wouldn't have noticed if I just kept it right here. Actually, if you look right there, that's your drive mode selector. So I put my foot on the brake. I'm going to actually twist this to go into drive. And you can see auto hold is on, which means if I let my foot off the brake, the car does not move. The car only moves when I apply pressure to the gas pedal. So I love that feature there, because you can be ready and just put your foot on the gas, not necessarily just rolling away. Now, you guys can also go into reverse. Reverse will give us our backup camera there. All right, so you guys can see our backup camera, parking sensors, and everything at work there. And then if I go into neutral, just with a little click there, then that's when I can actually roll away by being in neutral. But that's it. And then we're in drive. Press this button here, and we're in park. There we go. So it's all fine and dandy when it comes to this setup. It's very simple to use. You just got to know what to press and where to go. Now, you guys also see that we have the steering wheel here, which we can press view and configure our 5.3-inch screen, as I mentioned. So you guys will see that if we have GPS enabled here, we have it all set up in there. We can do all kinds of things, guys, here. It's cool to have such a configurable screen when it comes to all of this, because of the fact that, you know, I mean, if you kind of want to set certain things for certain trips, well, you don't necessarily have to be constricted to, you know, dials there all the time. You can move things around however you please. Now, before we get into the 12-inch touchscreen, let me tell you about a few more things. Because this central tunnel here gives you your cup holders wrapped in gloss black and aluminum for the trim. You will also see that you have stowage and a wireless charger right there for your phone that just clamps in right here. Now, you also have 2 USB-C plugins as well, just in case you don't use the wireless charger or you have somebody on the wireless charger and you guys can have somebody else plugged in. Now, you see that gloss black setup will go against the Galaxy leatherette armrest, and you will see the stitching going across here. And then once you lift that up, you will see we have extra storage down here as well. Deep storage pocket right there for that model, because we don't have a transmission, so we got extra storage down here. I mean, even you guys can't even see it, but I'm gonna try to get under here. Look at that, there's an extra storage floor here, but you guys can just, yeah, you guys can't see it, but it's there. Down underneath here, this is a floating piece. There's actually like a feed through under there, but I tried. Now, you do have your dual zone climate, as you guys can see right here, and with your buttons here, you also have your climate controls where you have menu, climate, you have your hazard buttons, assist, and your drive mode selector right here. You also have haptic buttons here for climate as well. As you guys can see, there's dual zone right there for cool and warm. Right there are volume controls for our radio, and then for the other side, you have your climate control haptic buttons as well, with the power off button right here, just in case you guys want to turn off your 12-inch screen. Now, keep in mind, this is a touch screen, so it's a big touch screen at 12 inches, but it's nice to be able to just do this intuitively and go into different settings. Whatever you need, you can see that we have our charging here. We want to go to our home charging, save charging locations. There's so much you can do with this thing. I just kind of want to show that off really quick, but go to home right here, and then if I press that again, you will see all of your options, like your radio, navigation, vehicle app connect, users, sound, ambient lighting, all that good stuff, ID software. Let's go into ambient lighting. Let's see what we got. Tons of stuff. Infinity, eternity, desire, euphoria, vitality, custom, automatic, and off. You can change the brightness, and you can go to custom here, and you guys can actually do your own colors here. So again, there's so much you can mess with here. Our heated seating is up front here as well. As you guys can see, you can see the drive mode we're in is eco. I guess I should show you the drive modes, right? Press mode there, and you guys will see eco, comfort, sport, and custom for your drive modes. If you press climate here, then you will see all your climate controls pop up here as well. Then you press the P menu, that is going to be for your park assist, park distance control, and everything there. And then you press assist there, and that is going to be for your driver assistance, and you can set everything there. So really cool for this system. Keeping along with this whole flavor, you have the aluminum trim piece going across, the big glove box here as well, and then that Galaxy interior on the dashboard with the white stitching going across there as well. And then the seats. Look at these seats. The Galaxy feel with the ID etching in the actual seat rest and the white stitching. This looks really good for this seat pattern. I love it. That's why I see why they call it Galaxy, because of how they have the perforated leather pattern. And you guys look really closely, you guys can see kind of like the honeycomb feel inside of it. And then with that two-tone, it looks really good. Now, what lets us see all of this is that big panoramic roof right there that definitely shows no breakage in between, no pillar in the center of it. It's just a big piece of glass, as I mentioned to you guys before. It is so cool. I love that. Now, you guys can control everything up top here by using the SOS button, by pressing this here, and you can also press the dome light, not dome light, the dome light and puddle lights here as well. I don't think that you always have to have that glass exposed, because you can close it and cool down your car, because you don't always want the sun poking in on you, especially when you have the car parked for a long time. So as you guys can see, big piece of glass closed, change the whole feel in here, keeps everything cool. It's very intuitive. It's a very great functional interior, tons of space. It's a great place to be. Now in the rear, you guys will see the same flavor as you do as up front. As you guys can see, the leatherette is still carried over back here as well, done in the beautiful shade. And as you guys can see, the stitching goes along with it as well. The seats feel just as comfortable as we sit inside. You will see the leather backing, or the leatherette backing on the seats here with the leatherette pouch as well. And you will see that big glass roof right there, letting in a lot of natural light, and I love that there's no obstruction. And you will also see here on the door paneling, the same materials, the same leatherette, and you also have the gloss black that is covered, so you see the blue tint that's actually a sticky peel you will peel off, to help protect it. You also see the aluminum door handle as well. Cubby there if you guys want to put drinks there, but we also have a little bit more once we come inside, because we do have the LCD for the HVAC system here and heated seating buttons. And we also have USB-C plugins and a little extra storage right underneath there. And then keeping that same cup holder feel, well, in the middle here for the armrest, we have a couple of cup holders there too. So we have plenty back here in order to charge our phones, keep comfortable stowage, and we obviously got our drinks cup holders here as well. We're pretty good back here in the ID.4, plenty of space, and as you guys can see, I am not rubbing the knees on the back of my seats. So that means that I'm doing pretty good here at 6 foot. So I think that this is a perfect kind of setup when it comes to back seat space and comfortability in the ID.4. So before we do the sticker breakdown, I do want to show you guys the MPGe so you guys know what kind of range you're going to be getting in your ID.4. So 107 combined city and highway, 115 city, and 98 highway. So you guys will also see that we have a charge time of 7.5 hours at 240 volts. All right, then you can see the driving range is at 275 miles for this model. So keep all of that in mind when talking about the ID.4. Now let's talk about the sticker breakdown, because our starting price is going to be $51,445. After all the options we have and the $12.95 destination, we're looking at a total price of $53,866. So how did we get there? Well, we got a couple of things here that we added, like the Aurora Red paint with the black roof. That exterior costs $395. Now, no charge for the Galaxy interior with the leatherette, which is beautiful. And then you also have the 2-in-1 cable, which is $350, the all-weather mats, which are $296, and the Volkswagen prepaid scheduled maintenance at $85. But your VW CarNet Safe and Secure 5-year plan is no charge, and your 82 kilowatt battery with the energy solution components, no charge. So then you see it all there, and you guys can see how we got to our price. Now, everything else you see here, which is a long list, are standard features. Make sure you guys screenshot this, zoom in, pause the video, do whatever you need to do to see everything when it comes to the performance, exterior, the interior, the safety and driver assistance, and the technology and convenience. Everything that this car comes with, it is all here. Make sure you guys see it here. I'm going to go up it again and back down so you guys can see it. There's so much there. I don't want to read it all to you guys and bore you, but there is a lot of stuff here for this model. And man, it comes loaded up at that initial $51,000 price tag. Now, we also have on this side the warranty information, scheduled carefree maintenance, 24-hour roadside assistance, and speech navigation. So you guys can see everything that this entails as well. Make sure you guys pause that and screenshot that as well so you guys can see it. And one more time, we'll go over this a little bit closer so you guys can see it. There's a lot that this comes with. It is packed, loaded up standard, which is nice because then you really don't have to add too many options. It's basically just, to preference exactly what you want in the car. But I mean, if you don't really need anything extra, it comes with plenty to start. So with the Aurora Red paint, black roof, and at $53,000, what are you guys thinking about the ID.4? Of options, great technology, and obviously, it's gonna get you from point A to point B without breaking the bank. So with that said, drop those comments down below. What are you guys feeling about this spec? And if you guys did want to help further support the channel, make sure you guys give the video a big thumbs up. Check the link in the description for Volkswagen Brandon's website and their phone number. And make sure you guys subscribe, but click the notification bell, and we will see you guys in the next video. Peace.